whatever you need.
With that being said, you guys ready for a potentially contentious top 5?
Potentially contentious.
The top 5 is back.
We brought it back to the Ultimate 5. This is based off what happened this weekend in the Cincinnati-Kansas City game. The late hit on the quarterback, the demoralizing play from Joseph Asai.
Right.
It literally stabbed Bull in the heart. It drained his soul. We know that's not why he's not here, but let's be honest. If the Bengals had won, Bull might be a little more incentivized to come back.
It might have weakened his immune system. That might be why he's getting all these other, things.
So that got me thinking.
Yeah.
What are the most demoralizing penalties for an NFL fan to endure throughout a game? I came up with 11.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my honorable mentions
Now, were these
first.
Specific penalties?
No, this is situational.
See, I misread it.
Specific and situational.
Yeah, I thought you
That's
were
what I
talking.
thought. I thought like historical plays in
like,
games.
I mean, that would have been a much, much, much better.
So we can do that. We can do that at some point.
Number 5, holding.
But it's specific. It's specific. So these are the honorable mentions. Listen, I went over. G. Bush was here yesterday. G. Bush had no qualms about this yesterday.
I did all this research. I've got the most demoralizing penalty that I could think of in my lifetime.
Well, we know what yours is going to be.
You do?
It's going to be the Browns in 2002. The helmet toss.
Wrong.
Okay, well then we'll get to it. But here's the honorable mention of penalties that will just kill a fan. Honorable mentions. Illegal touching on a receiver to negate a touchdown. When he puts half a heel on the back line, steps back in, you think he got 6, and the ref then shows the slow-mo, and just that one cleat hits the white, no good.
That hurts. Cause it kind of hurts. It was a play like this where the guy came back in and touched the ball with inside the 10-yard line.
The Browns lost a reception this year on either 3rd or 4th down because
Cooper.
I think it might have been Cooper or DPJ went out of bounds and then came back in and was the first to touch it.
That one hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. It sucks.
Number 2 on demoralizing. Honorable mentions. A delay of game in a crucial 3rd or 4th down situation. When it's 3rd and 2 and you see the play clock running down and you're yelling at your TV, snap the damn ball, snap the ball, snap the ball, and the quarterback's looking around all frantically. The coach is running down. Andy Reid's
Josh Johnson
down.
took 3 of those in 7 snaps.
Yeah, it's tough.
And that's what I'm saying. Okay, Steve Young, are you in the building?
Okay, next one on the honorable mentions. When a defensive tackle, specifically a defensive tackle, who you bring in solely to stop a QB sneak, jumps off sides on an obvious 4th and 1 when you know the hard count's coming.
What is the call for that? We used to call it statue defense. No one moves. But there's other terms that other teams use.
It's like we used to call it like
don't be an idiot.
One of the terms for it was something like that. Yeah. Something like,
well, we used to
dumbass defense.
Yeah.
Or
we
something.
used to call it Peter. Peter, like I don't know why it's Peter. Like they're like, look, but just don't. Well, I know why, but I can't say why.
Just hold. Just hold everything.
Yeah, right. Just be cool.
Don't move.
But that is demoralizing, especially when you know what it is. Like, come on, stop.
Okay, next, when you have a great punt return, and someone on the opposite side of the field touches someone in the back, they flop, and it's a legal block in the back that negates a 35-yard punt return.
Yeah,
that one hurts.
Those hurt.
Like, you can't, like, I always ask myself, like, bro, you're away from the ball. I know you feel like the coach going to bring this up in film and say you was hustling. And look at this block over here. You guys need to all be, no, you cost your team 15 more yards, and where's Waldo? I hate those plays.
I know, it's tough.
No. Okay, we got 2 more honorable mentions.
What?
I told you there were so many demoralizing penalties. Okay, I'll do these ones quick. When there's an illegal man downfield on a great screen pass, that one sucks. And then when there's a flag on a play when the other team scores, and you're like, oh, good, it's coming back, and they pick up the flag. So the fake flag is
that might be number 1. I ain't thinking about that.
When they all get together and talk, one official saw it, but the other ones didn't. Now it's not a penalty?
There's no, that was an inadvertent whistle and flag on that play. No, that's 2 things. You cheated me. That's cheating.
If one ref sees something, grabs the flag, and throws it, there's no mulligan on that.
Yeah, like,
that's a flag.
Call something. I don't care what you call
it.
Yeah,
you saw something. Don't let someone talk you out of what you saw.
Your boy said you didn't really see that, dog, did you?
Yeah. Hey, we took the under on that.
Are you guys ready for the actual 5 now?
Yes.
The 5 most demoralizing penalties.
You're right. This is very contentious right now.
Yeah, okay. Number 5. A specific kind of unnecessary roughness, especially one where the defense
that guy got hit with no helmet.
He's dead.
Yeah, it's a great picture. When the defense does something
He's no longer with us.
He's dead.
That's Teddy Bridgewater, by the way. Do you remember that play?
It is Teddy Bridgewater.
That is Teddy B.
He's had
This is the penalty when either side, the opponent does something first, and they throw the flag. And the offensive lineman comes
It's always the
25
second guy
yards
in,
downfield to negate the play. It offsets and then just redo the down. And no matter what happened, usually your quarterback gets hurt, someone gets injured. You're like, okay, at least there's a first down on this.
Yeah.
But no, Bozo Johnny Jones or whatever runs down, tackles him, and it offsets. No gain, no foul. Offsetting penalties.
Oh, that hurts. That hurt. The offsetting penalties hurt.
Yeah, no, it does.
Like, oh, and you lost your quarterback? Yeah, that guy's dead.
Especially when it's 3rd and long. And now you're giving them another chance. You know, they didn't get it. Now they've got another chance.
Especially, and it's always the Chiefs. Like, good God, the Chiefs got another chance.
Yeah, you're going to give them 5 downs?
We
haven't even talked about the play where the ref came in and blew the whistle.
Oh, Lord, they get another.
Which, by the way, I know nobody liked it, but everybody was screaming about that
call. It was the right play. It was the right call.
They made the right call. The clock was wrong. The referee blew the whistle before the ball was snapped, and he's going like this. Now, nobody heard it, and everybody didn't like the play, and everybody thought, oh, the refs are against the Bengals. No, that was the right play.
Yeah. Okay, before we get to number 4, Superfan Gabby just DM'd another one in and said the first one was, here's all my questions. So it was only 9 questions, 10 DMs. So my bad, Superfan Gabby.
Okay.
We'll get at least one of the 9 in potentially, maybe. Don't hold me to that. Number 4, this is the G. Bush special. Yeah. Anytime you rough the kicker.
Yeah, that is
for absolutely no reason. I'm going to steal G. Bush's line.
Take it.
Unless you play at Virginia Tech, don't go anywhere near the kicker.
You're not blocking.
You're not blocking
Beamer's
that.
your coach, stay the hell away.
You're not blocking any of that. Like, it's fool's gold. I think they line up even shorter just so your little body can line up right up underneath the legs of the punter. Like, when you lay out there, like, oh, yeah, he's about 6 foot.
It's a trap.
It's a trap face card. It's a trap card face down. You're walking into a dark magician face down trap. He put it down to take your life points away, and he's going to be able to bring a guard, one of his trolls from the graveyard and take your life points. Why are you by this man's legs? You're not blocking that.
And punters have gotten so good at selling it. If you get within 5 yards, they look like they got shot in the back.
Oh, it's just
They
insane.
practice the pose Jason has right now. You see that pose?
They're kickers, and they watch soccer.
They roll around and
spin around,
and you
hold their neck.
And you know it's
come out the next time with the neck brace.
Oh, and you see it as soon as it happens, and you see their little body roll around. You see that ref be like, he already has it in his hand, like, yeah, I knew.
And then they show the slow motion, and it's like he got nicked in the hip by a hand. And but the aftermath looks like he got T-boned going 90.
He hit his plant foot, Jay.
Yeah.
He can't touch his plant foot. It's dangerous. That
one hurts.
I thought that would have been higher. I got 2 in mind. That was one of them.
Yeah, I have that in mind too.
Okay, before you take this next picture, sometimes Anthony does stuff that's just devious, and I don't know if he even intentionally deviously did this for the next one, but I'm glad Bull's not here for this picture. Okay, let me paint you a picture in your head. It's 3rd and long. The Bengals are on offense. The Browns are on defense. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and you hold Hayden Hurst on 3rd and 19 on a backside 2-yard fake route. You can take it, Mike. Defensive holding to give an automatic first down on the play. They throw it out of bounds. I don't think Anthony did this on purpose. I don't think he even knows what he did with this picture. He's glad Bull's not here, I'll tell you.
Well, that's a famous one, though.
That's crazy.
That's a famous one. But defensive holding on 3rd and long on an incomplete pass that automatically gives a first down.
And by the way, they need if anything needs to be stripped of automatic first downness, it needs to be defensive holding.
Yeah, it should be a 5-yard from the line.
From the line,
I agree.
You can either go for it or you can't. What do you want to do with it? But we're not going to give you if it's 3rd and 17 and it's a 5-yard hold, you telling me
on a 9-yard route
on a 9? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's awfully punitive. No, I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's terrible.
Do you prefer the college pass interference penalty or the NFL, the spot of the foul?
Give me the college. Yeah. Do you understand how much gymnastics you got to go through in your mind to say that was an automatic touchdown?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're giving them.
Yeah, you are.
If it's a spot foul, you saying he was going to come down with that, he was going to pivot, and this is going to be 7.
And some of those balls are a lot more catchable than others.
I like the college one better, but I think you're going to see guys grabbing a lot more downfield if you move to that. Because
on those 50-yard throws,
right.
I'm going to tackle my guy, and it's only going to be a 15-yard catch. And that's probably why the NFL does it the way they do.
Would you put a limit on it? Like, listen, if it's past 15 yards, we'll give you a spot foul up to 50 yards.
Well, I mean, very few balls are thrown more than 50 yards downfield. It does happen, but rarely.
Yeah, rarely. So that's why I'm like, rare. Okay, I'll give you that. If you had 50 yards and you really went for a ball
maybe
up top.
Maybe you split the difference between the spot and the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So if it was at 28 yards down the field, it's a 14-yard penalty. If it was 50 yards down the field, it's a 25-yard penalty.
I'll take that, but like you got to think about it in the game. If you hold somebody or you get caught up or tangled up with somebody at the goal line, that's the game.
Well, that's actually my most punitive one. I was thinking running into kicker and pass interference at the goal line are the two most
Well, the
crippling
Ohio
calls.
State-Miami play where the late flag came in when Ohio State beat them for the 2001 or
2002.
So late, and talk to any Miami fan to this day, they'll insist it was not pass interference.
Yeah. It was something. It was either
contact,
holding or interference.
But you always see this. Well, you're not going to call that at the end of the game. Wait, I'm going through the rule book, and I don't see where this is pass
that
interference
you can't call
unless
that.
there's 20 seconds left and it's in the goal line and you're down by 5.
Ask the defensive tackle for Cincinnati how he feel about not calling something at the end of the game.
Terry Porter was the Big 12 official who threw that flag, and he has never done a media interview to talk about it.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the Ultimate
Steve
Cleveland
Becker,
Sports Show.
get him on.
We were going to do we were kicking around the idea of doing an oral history on the Ohio State-Miami game. Zach Meisel and I were going to do it. And I wanted to I got his number.
And he refused to do it?
Well, I didn't even reach out because we didn't get that far down the path. But he's been
Can we take that idea and run with it here? We'll do a whole 2-hour show with him.
He's been approached
we'll have
multiple
Maurice
times.
Clarett on.
Yeah.
We'll
I think he's retired now.
That Miami team was one of the best teams I've ever seen.
God.
Yeah, that was unreal.
That is the best, and for my money, the best college football game ever played.
I 1,000% agree with you. I've had that argument with fans who aren't Ohio State fans. They call it a homer argument. I'm like, no.
No.
I mean, now I will say the Texas
USC.
the Texas USC is real close. To me.
Ohio State was, and I'm not even an Ohio State fan. I'm not an Ohio State fan.
You're not an Ohio State fan? I didn't know
He's
that.
an Ohio State hater.
I'm not a hater.
I think he covered them for so long. You have to almost take the.
Yeah.
When you're covering something like that,
it just beats the fandom out of you.
It really does.
Georgia, Ohio State this year was a real.
It was great, but
both games were really.
I think it's for a championship game.
Both games.
Texas was such
crazy.
a
But
crazy
Miami
game.
was on the field celebrating. There were fireworks
You're right.
going off.
You're right.
And the official said, "Come back.
Come back.
We have to keep going. This isn't over
You're
yet."
absolutely
For
right.
that reason alone, best
We
game
got 2
ever.
more penalties to get to.
We're really gripped by this. We're talking about college football.
Well, but it led us back.
I
to
thought
college
it was a
football. It's gone back
completely
and
different
forth.
topic. I was excited about what I thought it was going to be.
You know what? We'll do that tomorrow, Jay.
In my mind.
We got a big guest tomorrow. Stipe's coming on, and so that's gonna take a good chunk of the show.
Okay,
so
good.
we'll do that Thursday. We'll get
Stipe's
that back
awesome.
Thursday. Yeah, Stipe's gonna be good.
Is
All
he
right,
in
number
studio?
2. No, he's doing something tomorrow. It's virtual, unfortunately. But
I almost wish we could make it on a day where he could come in.
well, hopefully he loves us tomorrow, and then we get him in studio before the next UFC heavyweight fight. But there is a heavyweight fight coming up,
Right.
which is what makes him relevant. This comes back to what we saw on Sunday. Anytime you touch the quarterback, a late hit, unnecessary roughness, roughing the passer, it extends the drive. It always comes on a 3rd and long.
No.
And usually in today's day and age, it's a soft-ass call. So
This one
that
is
hurts.
bad. This one is the worst. Well, it's there's 2 of them that get on my nerves. The accidentally touched his helmet.
Yeah. Any sort of contact.
Any helmet.
Above the shoulders.
Any contact to the head. Even if it's a forearm glancing blow to the back of the helmet.
And then the second one, you put all your weight on him.
Yeah, what am I supposed to just put 60% of my weight on him?
I mean, this is.
you should have parachutes in your back.
Can't levitate?
That is an oxymoron. It does not exist. It's a fallacy. There is no way you can bring another man down without enforcing any sort of weight opposite the amount of weight he's forcing. So if he's 240, to get him down, I must put at least 245 pounds.
That's all you got.
That's all I got. What do you think momentum is? And they're like, oh, no, that was weight.
G. Bush tackled a quarterback with 240 pounds instead of 200.
There you
40
go.
pounds overweight. First down.
first down.
What?
It's just basically they trying to get rid of the hits that look bad. I know they trying to get rid of the shoulder, clavicle hits or whatever, but now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man.
It's a contact sport, man.
So what you should be upset is the guys like Purdy. See, now what we doing as defensive linemen, when we come around and we reaching around, we don't want to leave our feet. We want to hit you right here in that elbow.
Yeah.
We want to hit you right in that wrist,
way.
and that is killing people's elbows.
That's Tommy John. Did you see what the outcome was?
Tommy John.
Completely torn UCL, which I've seen guys do that pitching a baseball.
Yeah.
And
Never saw it on a throw. I've never seen it.
I've seen it on a throw once. Grown man, real tears. Thought that his arm was going to fall off. Felt like his arm was going to fall, the bottom half of his arm. And here Purdy went back in the game. And did you guys see the Reggie
pass.
Bush? Did you see the Reggie Bush tweet?
No.
Reggie Bush tweeted, I thought it was someone hijacked his account.
I'm looking for it. I didn't see this.
I was literally aghast at what Reggie Bush, I hope you can find it, what Reggie Bush tweeted about him. Because then Reggie Bush was getting piled on by people that said, oh, you mean like you came back into the game after you took this hit? Because he was saying, I don't care how bad the injury is. I don't care how bad it was. This is a championship game. You get your ass in the game and you play.
No.
And
It's not a thing.
I didn't know it was a completely torn UCL, but when I saw it, I said, it's an elbow. It's probably the UCL. I didn't think it was completely torn because he did throw the ball after that.
Right.
You can't begin to understand. I'm sure he was shot up heavily. You can't begin to understand how much pain is in your arm when you throw a baseball with either a torn rotator cuff, torn labrum, or torn UCL. Here it is. I don't care if the quarterback has a damn injury. It's NFC Championship. He better start throwing left effing handed. Then we don't have time for boo-boos. Pat Mahomes was on one leg last week and still got the job done.
Now all we know, come on, Reggie.
I was shocked
job.
by
This is the danger in live tweeting before
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
have all the
check yourself, man.
Yeah.
Have an editor.
Yeah.
You know?
Think about it. Josh Johnson went out with a concussion. Is he supposed to come back?
Yeah,
in?
what was he supposed to do?
Like, he was-
there was a reply to that tweet that showed Reggie Bush.
Getting absolutely.
Can you show that one? So
Yeah, give
it
me
was.
one sec.
I thought it was the best response to Reggie's tweet. It was basically, and I think the tweet got ratioed heavily. but
It got very, very, very heavily ratioed.
yeah, and it should have.
Kudos
Because,
to you, Jay, for knowing what ratio it is.
dude, I'm 57. I'm not 157.
Well, I don't know what that is. Give it to me.
Well, it's when you tweet something and it gets more pushback than likes.
okay.
More comments
than likes.
retweets.
Yeah,
and likes.
okay.
For people who are into such
And it was
things.
pretty heavily ratioed.
I don't care.
For people
I
that say,
think I only know that is because Skip once told me that 80% of his tweets are ratioed.
Skip gets ratioed every time.
Yeah.
No one ever agrees with. Listen, sometimes he's not wrong, but no one ever agrees with Skip. Even if they do, they will not publicly say that.
You're afraid to.
And we got the tweet, by the way.
Okay.
You can take it full.
So this was the play. He says, did you not return to this game?
yeah.
And Reggie, and now it's really not fun to laugh at because Reggie was, I think he was concussed. He gets up. Now he's going to go back down.
Sleep.
And yeah, I was just surprised that I hate it when the players are part of a fraternity. They're part of, whether you're a former player, it doesn't mean you have to approve and co-sign everything that's said. But if you disagree with it, it's like taking your dirty laundry from your family and airing it. Keep that shit in-house.
We was in the chat. Somebody was like, it's like, man, somebody is weak because they had a meniscus tear. And I was like, yeah, meniscus tears.
Yeah, I remember that. It was in our chat.
It was in the chat. I said, nah, bro, you don't know how people different. Some people have a meniscus tear.
You've had them?
Yes, and be hooping. Some people get a meniscus tear and they be surgery immediately.
If you get it locked, so I've had mine locked between my femur and my kneecap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you can't walk.
You can't do nothing.
Because it's pinched. It's literally, so there is a meniscus tear,
Yeah.
but part of that cartilage is trapped between bones. You're
don't
done,
get it. You're
okay?
done. You're not playing.
And so that's why Skip Bayless always used to say, and this was so funny, he said, I wish there was a machine that we could hook up to a player and feel that pain.
Yeah.
Because every injury is different. And you know what? So Reggie Bush is watching that from his living room going, yeah, man, he got his elbow hit. Get back out there. We don't know what he's feeling. And by the way, it ends up that half of his arm, the only thing holding it on was the skin.
Do this, right? And they do this like test. If you do this, you keep your arm at a 90 degree and have somebody push it back.
Yeah.
Like this. Don't move your shoulder.
Yeah, it's just a pivot here.
It's just a pivot here. Anything past this 90 degrees and your shoulder is locked, all this in here feels so vulnerable. It feels like somebody's like really doing something creepy to you. Like, don't touch me.
Well, imagine throwing anything as hard as you can, but as your arm is at the apex, you run into Ndamukong Suh.
You're dead. Mm-hmm. It's done.
I'm sorry, that's 0 to, it's 100 to 0
You're done.
instantly.
Yeah. You're done.
And the ligament just isn't strong enough. It's not built to handle that kind of force.
It's like 7 pounds of pressure.
And now he's set back. He will not be ready for training camp next year.
Yeah.
So now the 49ers, that I think they thought they may have found their guy.
Trey Lance is going to start again.
You talk about being in quarterback purgatory.
How sick you might be. You go from Purdy being like, I may be able to get me a bag of money. I'm about to go to the Super Bowl. To no, you're not getting into the Super Bowl, and you have a debilitating injury where you're not going to be ready for training camp.
You'll be late to camp.
And now you're back. That hurts.
It's just insane.
That hurts.
It is. It's
that
insane.
hurts.
All right, we got last one real quick somehow, and then we got to get to Cavs, which I got to intro to see if we get there. The most demoralizing penalty, though, is when Nick Chubb runs for 75 yards and a receiver and next thing you know, it's coming back.
Is that Jerome Boger?
Yes.
Jerome Boger.
Dude, I don't know why, but when I see him, I get bad feelings in my stomach like I'm going to throw up in my mouth.
Holding. He said.
It's almost like when he does against Cleveland, he's like,
holding.
Holding.
He does with a smile on his face.
I swear to God he does against Cleveland.
And I'm telling you, it only there's very rarely a holding on a 2-yard run. It's only on a play that is super beneficial to your team, and then it comes back. We got to get to the Cavs, though.
All right.
I will do the most actual, specific penalties. Save your list.
Yeah, I don't even have a list. I just have the Browns. It was against the Browns. It was actually helped the Browns, but it was their version of Joe Asai.
Save it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.